people. You're welcome to another episode of the Ideal Life Talk Season 2. I am your host Adesina Roselyn, and today's episode is the continuation of the last episode, like I said, and this is the part 2 of the 3 seaters in the soul. We're able to talk about the mind, and today we shall look at the emotions. And before we go into that, I would love to check our responses, from the live question we had last week. The question says, would you do a good deed even if you got no acknowledgement, and why? And the first person says doing good doesn't make him feel good, doesn't make him feel better, but doing good makes him feel happy, makes him feel fulfilled. Doing good doesn't make him feel better, but makes him feel fulfilled. And the other says doing good is an obligation for him. I would say doing good is my responsibility, because according to the scriptures in Galatians 6 and reading verse 6, says we have been trained to a self-sufficient maturity. That you enter into a generous common life with those who have trained you, sharing all the good things that you have and have experienced. Alright, so it's very important to do good. As you do good, you give people reasons to emulate that act and share that. And as you do good, you share value. And back to today's business, let's take a quick break and we shall be right back. Stay tuned. And you're welcome back. Okay, looking at emotions, the second seater in the soul. The emotions. We're able to look at how the mind acts upon the emotional stimuli. And also how the mind is the first and the number one, receptor. Is the one that receives everything that comes from the external world before it goes down to the emotions and finally to the will. Okay, and that is why we're being told to guard the loins of our mind. And looking at emotion is a conscious mental reaction. Emotion it's the affective aspect of consciousness. It's the foundation that hosts other skills like the will. It's the ability to understand, and we have to have the ability to understand and recognize our emotions. And out of these 3 seaters, the emotion, plays the major role. The mind is always ready, always naive, always it's automatic, but the emotions plays the major role. The moment the emotion receives, the moment it receives signal from the brain, from the mind, what reaction it should display, that moment should be known. We should be aware of that moment. It's very important. And if a man remains oblivion of why he displays the emotions he displays the time, then what will happen next is what you would call fate, as in F-A-T-E. Oh, that is how we are. That is who I am. That is how I express it. No. Emotions can be controlled. It can be managed. But we have to be conscious. We have to be aware. There must be an awareness first. Alright. And emotions, like I said, plays the major role in those 3 seaters in the soul. This might probably spill to a part 3 and part 4, because my goal is the soul. I'm not near what I'm aiming at, right? But I want us to take it one by one, the emotions. So that today we shall look at the 4 bars of the emotional strategies we can apply. The 4 bars of emotional strategies to apply, right? We have a self-awareness strategy, we have self-management strategy, we have social awareness, and we have relationship management. Isn't that interesting, huh? Okay. I guess we are gonna look at the self-awareness strategy just today, so we're not gonna rush it, right? Taking it bit by bit, because by the time I get to where I'm aiming at, then you understand that the soul is something very, very important and very, very, delicate to deal with. But with awareness, with consciousness, with intentionality, all these can be put under control, and most especially with God. And like I said in the beginning, your soul, our soul, is the target. But the more we have been sanctified daily from God's presence, the more we'll be like Him. And also, if you don't know, there are 5 core derivatives of emotions, right? We have the anger, we have the fear, we have happiness, we have shame, and we have sadness. But like I said, we are looking at the 4 bars of the emotional strategies to apply. And the first one is the self-awareness strategy, right? What do we do? What happens here is to be conscious, to be aware what emotions you display, what emotions your mind signals. To understand why you are having, an emotion, then you have to treat your feelings, not being good or bad. Okay, let me rephrase that. What I'm saying is, you shouldn't treat your feelings as good or bad, but you should rather search through and through what is the cause or source of that particular emotion. And so, how would you not treat your feelings as good or bad? You have to examine it. That for each emotions you display or you want to display, you ask yourself who and what is involved. You ask yourself who and what pushes your button. You understand what triggers it, right? For instance, let's even take someone and you're walking down the street and the person is cruising down the street with the car and mistakenly splashes water. What would you do? Oh, you flare up. Can't you see me? This and that, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't work like that. You know why? That couldn't have been deliberate. And that shouldn't, make you want to do the same when you get your car. You begin to say it's because you don't have your own car, right? No. You imagine who is involved. I know this person, right? This person wouldn't want to do such. And if it is someone you do not know, I don't know this person and this person doesn't know me. So doing this wouldn't have been intentional. No one does that intentionally, okay? And what is involved? Ordinarily, no one would, not that kind of thing would, no one would want to take such, right? No one would want to take such. But you examine who is involved. After that, then it should give you reason to be aware, to know if, that emotion, that feeling you want to express that particular time, watch it. And don't be fooled by a good mood, alright? If you are happy, if your happiness is driven, by an external force, then it won't last, alright? Happiness doesn't last because it's condition bound. And when you are sad again and you become moody again, you begin to wonder. So you have to understand, you have to be aware. And you have to keep journal about your emotions, alright? Write out how you feel. So you know what you express per day and how you express them, right? To make you get more aware. It's very important. You observe your emotion, you feel your emotion physically, you learn them, and you understand why. You understand why.
Swimming, I was wondering if you were here. I saw all the lights are flashing, must be an emergency, dear. I don't even know if you hear.
And so, I want you to tell yourself that I would be aware henceforth of having my emotions, right? I would be aware. Be aware, it's very important. And with that, we've come to the end of today's episode, okay? Looking at the reflection for the day, it says, hurried. We all need destiny facilitators in our lives. Facilitators are people who are ready to carry your matter to destiny helpers that your life needs. The job of destiny facilitators is to speak when you cannot speak or when nobody is ready to speak for you. They are ready to act when you lack the power to act or when nobody is ready to act on your behalf. They are ready to go to an extent when nobody is ready to move an inch for you. They can attract unbelievable clients to you as it lies within their power. They can bring mouth-watering, patronage to you when nobody seems to even know where you are. They can stand up to affirm your integrity. They can equally defend you to any extent and at any cost to themselves and none to you. But why are such people, attracted to you? These people are attracted to you, Destiny helper, destiny, facilitators would either be attracted to the value in your life or to the virtues you have demonstrated or the potentials you carry for the future. At times, they could also be purely God, sent with no specific attachment to any in you whatsoever. But this can only be God Himself. When you have such destiny facilitators in your life, you must live up to their expectations. They can be very observant and sensitive, hence, they are quite proactive and ready to correct you to ensure that you give your best. It would be nice that you learn from them, listen to their advice, and ensure you remain in their good books. By every means, you must justify the confidence they repose in you. You must do well not to let their trust down. All right? And when this is done, you become their pride, and it becomes a relationship that could be sustained. Wow, that is worth reflecting on. Wow. And the word section for today is harangue, and that is spelled Harangue. It means a forceful and angry and ranting way of speaking, and that is another form of emotion you have to be aware of and control. And the live question for today, the live question says, if you had access to a time machine, when and where would you go? I want to see the response at the comment section below there. And have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. Share, comment, and like. I love you. I remain your host, Adishia Rosaline. Bye for now.
Never gonna leave, no. Said you're never gonna leave me. Never gonna leave, no. Said you're never gonna leave me. Never gonna leave, no. Said you're never gonna leave me. Never gonna leave, no. Said you're never gonna leave me. Never gonna leave me. Said you're never gonna leave, no. Said you're never gonna leave me.